And welcome back to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Killjoy the Clown, who asked the question who would win a fight, Michael Myers or Harry Warden, the killer from the My Bloody Valentine series. Now, there's actually really not much to say about Harry Warden. He is actually, I don't believe he's actually the killer, if I remember correctly, in the original. I believe it's someone else who kind of took up the name. Give me 1 second here. I want to get that information. Harry Warden was a miner from the Hangar of Mines. On the night of Valentine's Day, two other Hangar Mine supervisors were so eager to get to Valentine's Day dance they forgot to check the methane gas levels. As a result, Harry and five other miners were trapped inside the mine due to an explosion caused by methane. Harry went insane after being forced to eat the other miners to survive. 1 year after being rescued, he murdered the two supervisors with a pickaxe, placing their hearts in boxes and Valentine's chocolates, along with a warning to never hold another Valentine's dance again. He was committed to Eastfield, where he died 15 years later. In my Harry Valentine, that's a completely different movie. He allegedly comes back. They don't believe that the real Warden is actually the killer, as he died all those years ago. Tom believes it's Axel. Tom accidentally reveals himself to be the killer after mentioning, so technically speaking, Harry Warden isn't actually the killer in My Bloody Valentine, but his legend kind of lives on. His legend grew as his axe broke the spirit of a man, Axel Palmer, in the original story, and Tom Hinger in the remake, which led them to take up his mantle. But yeah, they even say in the wiki and stuff like that. Unlike most slasher movie killers, he was just a human. He was a very strong, capable man. He wielded pickaxe, but he could be killed by normal means and did not return from the dead. Whereas Michael Myers, no matter what version of this character you're looking at, really isn't human. Okay, he's human, but he's not a normal human. Even in the first one to the newest one, there is something off about, there's something very different about Michael. By all accounts, by all intent and purposes, he is still human, but there's something different about him. He's stronger than the average person, has unbelievable amounts of pain tolerance, can just take hits and just keep going. Now, again, you shoot him, take his head off, all that stuff. I mean, shoot him, blow him up. Yeah, he'd probably die. To be fair, most of the other ones would probably die if you took their heads off or blew them up. But we never really see that. The only time we see his head ever taken off is in H2O, and that wasn't Michael. That was someone Michael had put his mask on to confuse Laurie. So, I mean, if you're looking at the overall spectrum of Michael Myers, there is the original series where he is supernaturally enhanced. The Cult of Thorn did their work on him. He is highly durable. He was just he was the shape, as they would call them, and he just would pursue. He was relentless. He could wield weapons without much difficulty of any kind. We never see him wield a gun, but we could assume if he needed to, he could wield a gun. He preferred the big butcher knife, though we see him wielding a pitchfork, machete, axe, wiring, you name it, he can kill you with it. He's smart enough to, drive a car. He did learn how to do that while he was incarcerated. Incarcerated, but detained. Committed. That was the right word I was looking for. While he was committed. And he's, capable of actually kind of setting up a little bit of his plan. When he was getting Laurie over to her old room to kill her, he brought the tombstone over, he laid bodies. He did kind of prep a little bit, but he's not a thinker per se. He's not I must devise a strategy. First I'll do this, this, and this, and this. If it doesn't work, backup plan here. No, it's just I'm going to kill you. I'm very capable of killing you. Don't let me kill you. So the original series of Michael was very much supernaturally inclined, as we find out. Then you get into the H2O Resurrection Michael. It's arguable whether he's supernatural, but there's implications he might have been. He did take a hit from a chainsaw pretty well, but the woman using it wasn't using it properly, and it was just kind of bouncing off. If someone had used the chainsaw properly and went now, then we would have seen how much damage that would have actually done. Now, if it just stopped in him, that would have gone more towards the durability. But the fact of the matter is, anyone who gets tinged by a chainsaw is actually going to take the superficial damage that Michael took. So there's that. And then there is the human Michael that we get in the H2O series. Now, some people I think do argue that he isn't supernatural, that he is supernatural. As far as I know, he's not supernatural. He's just suffering from a major delusion, and he is a complete psychopath. But he's still a physical powerhouse and a beast. And then you get the current series Michael, who is, directly connected to the first movie, but not the rest of the franchise. Who's much older, but is still a monster, basically of a human being. So, I mean, these two meet in a fight. Here's the thing. If these two meet in a fight, essentially using the versions of Michael that we have, where's the likelihood that Harry will get an actual win? Because that's really difficult. In a pure physical matchup, Michael's going to beat him. He might be strong for a normal guy, but Michael's not a normal guy. He's got supernatural enhanced strength, and even in the movies where it's not completely confirmed he's supernatural, his strength seems to be on a supernatural level. And same with his durability. So the question is there any scenario where, they do clash, he comes in with a pickaxe, tries to attack Michael. Michael is either going to avoid the pickaxe, start stabbing Harry, and, get the pickaxe out of his hand and just, kill the man. Or he's going to get a lucky blow in with the pickaxe and hit him either in the chest or in the shoulder or in the arm or in the side or in the gut. If he hits him in the chest, human Michael, like Rob Zombie Michael, and possibly our current Michael, might go down. Like, straight pickaxe to the heart, to the chest, that's a lethal blow. As far as you know, Rob Zombie's Michael is human. And he was killed at the end of that series, too, by the way. So, he's not infallible, and like a thick ass pickaxe through the chest, that's going to kill someone. But if it's not through the chest, then it's a blow that even the human Michaels can, shake off might be a bit strong or a term, can work through and kill their opponent. Hold the pickaxe there and just like break his neck or something like that. So the question is, how many of these Michaels are going to succumb to a pickaxe to the chest? Because that's really the win scenario for Harry. Human Michael, yes, that human Michael from Rob Zombie would succumb to a pickaxe from the chest or to the chest. Our current Michael, we still don't know everything about him, but they even say like in the trailer Halloween Kills that he is made of flesh and blood, so he is human as far as we know. But we may get a revelation that he's more than human in the new movie coming out. Hopefully, it comes out with the Delta variant. Anything's up for grabs. But it's implied that he is human. So if he is human, yes, he's still a beast, but he's still human and with no supernatural backing, and being an older 70-some-odd-year-old Michael, yeah, pickaxe in the chest is going to kill him. So that leaves you with your main series Michael, who is supernatural, and an H2O Michael, who may have some implications that he might be, or illusions he might be supernatural. With Resurrection, that Michael survived getting a lot of blood force trauma, did, deflect, or at least walk off some shots from a chainsaw, and survive being burned alive. But that's still not the same as a pickaxe through the chest. Could that Michael survive a pickaxe to the chest? Because it's only kind of implied he might be supernatural, I'm going to say no. But would main series Michael survive a pickaxe to the chest? And that's the big question. Because that supernatural ability of him gives him an enhanced healing factor, enhanced durability, enhanced strength, a sense of targeting awareness, so he always knows where to find someone. I will say this. By all accounts, Michael is still human. He is just supernaturally enhanced by a cult. I don't believe he could survive being blown apart, being decapitated, or having an organ like his heart removed, seeing as it is a vital organ. That said, however, if the pickaxe is still in his chest, I think he could function a bit longer than the other ones with the pickaxe in his chest, allowing him to kill Harry as well. But that is only, that's loose implication. Again, no, we never saw him take anything that severe. And before you say, well, he survived an explosion, no, he didn't. Because here's the thing. He survived all those gunshots, admittedly. I'll give you that. 100%. But even then, he was forced into a coma for a year after that. But he did not survive survive the true explosion, because we see in the next film he did make it out, and his clothes were fine. There was no shred of fire burning, missing clothes, nothing. And that implies that he got away from the explosion before it actually occurred. Maybe he got some of the concussive force of the explosion, but even that wasn't going to be enough to put him down. So he did not actually get the bare bones, like real boom power of the explosion in his face. But still, it's tough. We just don't know the true limits of what he was capable of doing physically, or what he was capable of surviving physically. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand me either. I'm not giving Harry the win here. Michael's still getting the win. Michael's getting the win not 100% of the time. I'm laying out obviously scenarios where Harry could win. But the reason he's getting the majority win here is because this is the only scenario I see Harry winning in. Because Harry, for all of his abilities, for all of his, killing nature and all that, is still just human. A strong human, sure, but human. And Michael is human, but beyond human in some ways. Like, there's something supernatural about Michael. So, yeah, I gotta go Michael. There is obviously the scenario where the pickaxe through the heart would, I think, kill, or the head, obviously, would kill Michael. And in that case, yeah, if he puts a pickaxe through Michael's head in any of these versions, Michael goes down. But I gotta give it to Michael overall. Michael's just more versatile, more physically able, more enhanced in some versions of him. He's just a more capable killer than Harry is. But that being said, that is just my opinion. What do you think? Do you think Michael takes it, or do you think Harry takes it? Put in the comments below and let me know. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. And I'll see you folks later. Have a good one.